Hello everyone, I'm Coyote Jack and I'm going to talk to you about this article. Well, let's read the headline. She's not bad, just mad. The embedded gender bias within the global criminal justice system. Well, this article relates in how women are more rewarded and less punished than men when it comes to committing criminal acts. Let's read this. Does gender truly play a role in the criminal justice system? Yes. The article examines the different gender roles that motivate the different ways in which men and women are arrested, prosecuted, and imprisoned based on how they embody traditional values. Additionally, it provides more detailed information on the demographics of the female prisoners and how their experiences within their own gender actually end up causing them to turn towards crime. Hmm, when a guy says, yeah, it's because I was groomed, that shit, they just punish him even harder. Seriously, before going to jail, they just shit on him before of that. And literally with, I've seen cases in Latin American countries when they actually do some, well, first-hand punishment. And some of them, of course, they were well deserved. Some of them not much, like false accusations. But compared that to women, oh man, you cannot just approach it. You have to let the police to handle that, even if they want to. As with facets in everyday life, gender plays an instrumental part in how society treats its members. Yes, dictating what traits are valuable and which are not. In Gender and Crime, a human right approach, Marisa Silvestri and Chris Cromter Dowery explains that desirable feminine traits include purity. Well, yeah, no hymen, no diamond. I really love that phrase. Obedience, obedience in a way of if you're going to say you're one just like these fucking feminists that say, oh, patriarchy, yeah, we are not slaves. Like, shut the fuck up. If you were a fucking slave, you would be like the Muslims in some Asia, where teen, female teenagers are forced to marry 40-year-old fucks. But hey, you don't talk about that. Now, when it comes to obedience, is loyalty. Fucking loyalty. And that concept is lost, gone, when it comes to modern women. Emotional intuition and the ability to nurture. In men, however, society encourages strength, resilience, protectiveness, and lack of emotion. Yeah, emotional intuition and lack of emotion. Emotions are very important role in this part because no wonder when even again these feminists get so mad when they say the fucking reality. Women are biologically more emotional, and the fact that yeah they've been teached to be that way for many decades, if not centuries, and then the lack of emotion. Well, you know how society doesn't want to acknowledge that yeah they did screw up in giving them more privilege, but well, let's let's see how that falls now, and the protectiveness. That's something very important. Why? Because imagine, I really love another phrase because I know someone already said and you repeat it here for everyone watching this video. Men nowadays have to work harder for women 50 times more promiscuous, more entitled. more spiteful towards men. Uh, Mother men, I just fuck. Don't get married. Honestly, I'm serious in this topic because I hear it when among my family. I saw it among my family. Sadly, the sad part when it comes to conservatives or conservative mindset, they said, "Oh, it's because you weren't a man enough," and then you see the shit like, "Yeah, the dude wasn't bad, steps, but well, she stayed with him only because they have a family to take care of the child, and until he finally got out of there, well, mm, fall into deep. I will say that." Uh, she divorced him and she's getting alimony. Jesus Christ, honestly, no. So well, I'm getting more. I'm I'm not focusing here. Let's continue. These characteristics translate quite different into crime and Silvestrian cohort diversity sex role theory states. The traditional values are not associated with feminine discourage criminal activity and behavior in women, and that the values and behaviors associated with masculinity are conducted to crime amongst men. Ah, what? Well, the traditional values announced with femininity encourage women to be by material, be protected, creating families. The values and behaviors among men, those are the ones who prevent crime, who protect these women. You know how that's called? Patriarchy. And now it's not necessary. Patriarchy, I'm serious in this, it's not necessary anymore. If you want to fight patriarchy, let that bitch change the wheel tire. Come on, let let her do all the heavy stuff. Let them go to these oil companies works where they need to pump all that oil out of the surface. Oh, they will not do that, do they? Seriously. Plenty of statistics exist that back this claim up. For example, the Ministry of Justice 2019 report states that 80% of the total people arrested and 90% of prisoners were men, with 80 to 90% of serious crimes like violence or robbery. Yeah, we can add certain topics to this. Number one, broken families. Number two, homelessness. And number three, some of them are even just fucking dragged into the quote unquote community. Just like the US doesn't want to acknowledge that, yeah, black black men are the most violent ones amongst their own country per capita. We are less, but sure as hell, you're less, you are just committing all those crimes. And then go as far as putting, yeah, that black dude is a white. I was watching that and I was like, you go fuck yourself. But yeah, they are incarcerated more often. There are many contribution facets to these statistics. Sorry for statistics. One of which being chivalry hypothesis, which less than women are less likely to be arrested because the justice system would rather protect them than punish them. Yes, yes, because they start tearing these crocodile tears and the mangina of the judges. They just hear that. You know how to stop that? Unironically through one female who actually knows how women operate. That's how they got destroyed. Seriously. Ah, Jesus Christ. Celeste Bonetti argues that a man is more likely to be punished harshly when victimizing a woman. However, women are treated with even more hostility when committing a crime typically committed by men. If a woman is accused of a crime that is associated with more masculine traits, she will be subconsciously perceived by society as more male than female, creating a conflict between her actions and her assumed gender role. The thing is, Captain Save a House mentality is so strong even among this day. It's so strong in this where in this DEI society, diversity, equity, and inclusion. That yeah, they will let females do more crimes, only to say, and they're going to spin it like, yeah, she now is inequality because now the statistics crime are balanced. And go fuck yourself. That's not the point. Of course, where will be less crime. This tension is that the woman will be met with even more criticism and scrutiny than a man would. Well, they what? Why do you compare or equally? Yeah, yeah. It's the criticism. Oh man, when they use that tool, like, oh, what they're gonna think about me? Compare and try to use that to a man. The guy gets just laugh. When it comes to criticism, the guy gets just laugh about it. Or even yet, when these false accusations occur, the guy get his life destroyed by false accusation. Even if he proves in court that yeah, he was not guilty, the society just going to act like yeah, you were guilty of this time. I don't fucking care. And honestly, that's something that society should care more often because that's why they are just so fucking rotten pieces of shit nowadays. They don't take into consideration this. They just want to say believe they are willing to be ignorant about this and being Captain Sebajo. And look at this. For example, in the Minecraft trials of R.B. Palmer, 1971, and Sarah Thornton, 91, the defendants committed very similar crimes but were treated quite differently. Palmer claimed that he accidentally stabbed his wife when he pulled out a knife that was originally meant just to scare her. Ah, I heard this many more often from women, honestly. For example, that poor dude in Spain that got Minecrafted by his ex-girlfriend. She tracked him down and Minecrafted him, and she's not in jail. Why? Because fucking feminism, fucking affirmative action, this fucking feminist host being the legal system. Yeah, the bias is going to be very fucking strong. Thornton stated that her husband was treating her, so she took a knife in self-defense and intentionally stabbed him when he continued advancing towards her. Oh yeah, stabbing him, pa 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 pa, many many times. And oh, poor soul, she was just defenseless. And then, well, there you go. Yeah, absolutely agree with this. Thornton said that her husband, yeah, sorry, yeah, was threatening her, so she took a knife in self-defense and intentionally stabbed him when he continued advancing towards her. Yeah, we read that. Palmer was charged with manslaughter and ended up serving 5 years in prison, whereas Toronto was charged with first-degree murder and sentenced life in prison. Well, a dude will have a full lifetime, or even receiving the wheelchair. But a woman, 5 years. Yeah, and they're going to claim, yeah, I'm sorry. Oh, Jesus Christ. Due to the violent nature of Thornton's crime and society association between violence and masculinity, Thornton was scrutinized heavily by the jury, explaining the disparity in the two trial outcomes. Additionally, because many societies still see women as property of their fathers or husbands. That sounded very feminist to me. property. They're not allowed to show defiance by being violent or acting in their own interests. Well, no one should be violent, act violent, honestly. That goes the same way for men and female. Or acting in their own interests. Well, if you, among couples, if you don't specify your interest to your significant other, well, it's not going to work. The relationship is not going to work. I heard this before, I saw this before, and in some way experienced it, and yeah. And honestly, I'm going to say, yeah, women are more demanding than men, honestly. They are ideologically, sorry, seriously, ideologically boxed into their roles as mothers, housewives, and dutiful daughters. Not anymore. The UN Nations Office on Drugs and Crime provides additional statistics regarding female convicts and their experience with domestic violence. In 2000s, study in California, sorry, researchers found that 80% of female prisoners had either experienced the deal or physical abuse, or witnessed it during childhood. Men more often. It's like when these fucking feminists and all these leftists like to claim that yeah, fucking church bad, they child dealing kids, but they don't realize that what percentage of these kids were diddling, boys or girls? Answer is boys. And who did that? Priests. Why? Because they were fucking gay. Why are you gay? Exactly. They don't take this in consideration. They don't take this at all. That even among these men are more higher up in statistics about being Minecrafted, being abused, being spit in the face. And I'm going to say this again. Honestly, I know I'm not going to go to this whole article, but you get what is going on here. Why a man should be sacrificing himself for a woman, a society, a country that hates his guts. Seriously, why? More often than not, it's not about the what, it's more about the why. And men that haven't wake up, and at least they need to hear this and start thinking for themselves and like, yeah, maybe nowadays it's not necessary getting married. But the country will be collapsed. Well, the politicians created this problem. Let them be punished by the consequence of their own actions, along with women, because women are more entitled, crazy, more spiteful, more less loyal. They cheat more, they lie more, they are more narcissistic than men. Because yeah, I made it. I met men that were very narcissistic, but compared to women, yeah, I met even more. Or even I don't need it to meet them. I just needed to hear them when I was in college, and it was so fucking disgusting. Well, that's pretty much everything I needed to say. I hope you have a pretty good day.